Temperatures in Arizona are climbing again, and with that comes concerns the extreme heat can make birth control and pregnancy tests less effective.
You still have to be a little bit careful about what they're exposed to.
Dr. Greg Marchand is a Valley OBGYN. He warns against keeping birth control pills and emergency contraception out of hot cars where temperatures can soar quickly.
Some of the studies on this I've seen show temperatures even as high as 160 degrees Fahrenheit after the car being left idle for just an hour. So that's certainly a temperature range that's hot enough to do some real damage.
Most birth control pills and emergency contraception should be stored between 68 to 77 degrees. Condoms should be kept at temperatures below 104 degrees. Meanwhile, pregnancy tests should be kept between 36 and 86 degrees.
It's definitely going to be tougher if you don't have access to air conditioning. You've got to plan out where you're going to keep these medications to stay at a safe temperature. There's other tricks you could do to do this. It is possible to keep the temperature colder using a series of fans and using shaded environments.
Marchand says it's okay to expose birth control and emergency contraception pills to the heat for a short period of time.
For example, if a woman goes out to dinner or goes to a restaurant that's outdoors or is outdoors and has the birth control pills or the morning after pill in her purse where it's not exposed to sunlight, that's going to be an acceptable excursion.
Travis Shapley is a biomedical diagnostics professor at ASU. He says exposure to the heat can make pregnancy tests less reliable in extreme cases.
You can get a false negative, which means you may be pregnant, but the test shows up negative. That only happens in extreme heat at prolonged times, so more than a couple weeks.
He says if a pregnancy test has been kept at temperatures above 100 degrees for just a few days, it's likely still effective, but Shapley has some tips to make sure you get an accurate reading.
You should probably be fine as long as you bring it back to room temperature for an hour or so before you do the test.
In Phoenix, Emma Lockhart for Arizona's Family.